In the summer, the lords and gentlemen of government leave the smoke and heat of London for their country estates, and Franklin, too, goes traveling. While visiting Lord Shelburne, he amazes everyone with a demonstration of his recent scientific discoveries.
Wherever I go traveling, I always put a little oil in the hollow joint of my bamboo cane so I can perform this small experiment. When I come upon a pond whose surface is made rough by the wind, I pour the small amount of oil onto it. The oil spreads with amazing speed, making part of the pond as smooth as a looking glass.
The waves were all still, and he speculated for pages how to explain this phenomenon. Understanding how it stills the waves is not actually that elementary, even today, as with most things involving hydrodynamics and all the rest. But a good part of it is a change in surface tension. Surface tension is like a film, and the oil disrupts it, lowers it dramatically, so that when the wind comes over the water, it doesn't form waves nearly as well.
Franklin travels around England and Scotland, meeting some of the great thinkers of the age. He visits James Watt and sees a demonstration of his steam engine, which is soon to transform the world. Franklin becomes friends with men like David Hume, the philosopher, Joseph Priestley, the discoverer of oxygen, and William Strahan, the most important publisher in England.
Franklin has talents and abilities in almost every branch of human science, and he's friends with the geniuses of the country. But he also knows how to chat with ordinary people at their level. As for myself, I've never met anyone who sees things more thoroughly as I do. If we ever disagree on anything, he quickly and with good humor pours in such light on the subject as to immediately convince me that I am wrong.
These were not the great officials, the great office holders of the British Empire. They were people who were significant in another kind of non-governmental world, the world of science and philosophy and letters. Among them, he was at home, and they honored him for his genuine qualities.
It is the densest happiness I've ever had in my life. The learning and wisdom and dazzling people I found there in such plenty will live on forever in my memory.
Provinciae Pennsylvaniae Deputatus.
Franklin receives an honorary doctorate from St. Andrews University in Scotland and another from no less than Oxford University.
Onatissimus vir Benjaminus Franklin Armiger.
Mr. Franklin, with 2 years of formal education, is now the famous Dr. Franklin, honored citizen of the Western world.
Debbie, I wish I could tell you when I'm coming back. I hope if I have to stay here another winter, it will be more agreeable than the time I've spent up to now in England. I must bring this business with Penn to some conclusion. Your loving husband.
My dear, I had a letter from Sister Meekham. Her youngest child is dead. Oh, maybe I told you that before. The marble fireplace you sent arrived safe. Mr. Hall desires to be remembered, and, well, I can't mention all the names, because everybody wants to be remembered to you. Your affectionate wife.
Deborah the Devoted. He left home on and off for 15 years. Now, this is just unbelievable to us as 21st century people. You could leave your home, you could leave your wife, you could leave businesses scattered all over the East Coast for 15 years. How's it going to continue? Deborah is how it continued. A perfect example is in 1757. He says, well, Deborah, I'm going to go to Great Britain. I'll be right back. I know we're getting ready to build a house, but don't worry, I'll be right back, and don't build the house till I get back. He got on the boat, and Deborah immediately began to build the house.
It is 1771. Franklin leaves London to spend 2 weeks at a friend's country estate. A portly 65-year-old, subject to episodes of painful gout, he too is beginning to feel his age. Looking out over this peaceful country scene, Franklin decides to write, for the first time, the story of his life.
He's depressed, he's dispirited. I think this is a really crucial moment in his life, and it's in those 6 months that he writes the first part of the autobiography.
He started it as a letter to his son. His son was putting on airs, was trying to become upper class. So Franklin starts off by saying, remember where we come from. I was a poor kid. I was a runaway. I had a few coins in my pocket when I came into Philadelphia for the first time.
Franklin presents himself as a role model. No soul-searching here, no searing personal confession, but a do-it-yourself manual on how to succeed in the world in an acceptable way.